been shot. Oh, it hurts. Oh, oh. Hey, if you haven't got your flu shot yet, go get your flu shot. Everyone should get their flu shot. We went to the drive-through. Hey, that was entertaining. I've never been through a drive-through flu shot. So, my favorite daughter doesn't like shots. The missus and I were fine with shots, drawing blood, whatever. Doesn't matter. But my favorite daughter, no. I want to say since she was probably like 7 or 8, she pretty much was like, I'm done with this whole vaccine stuff. Don't give me a shot. I don't need a shot. She just wasn't having it. Anyway, welcome to 5 a Day with Jay. I'm J.R. Murdock. So we convinced our favorite daughter that it was time to go get flu shots, and she grumbled and complained and came up with excuses not to go. And then I'm looking online, I'm on my phone, I'm like, hey, they have a drive-through. And she's like, drive-through? I don't have to get out of the car? And all of a sudden it was a whole big production. And we decided to all head down, and we all three got flu shots in the car. Never done that before. It was fascinating. I had to laugh because she was saying, oh, if they do this all the time, I'll go get all my shots. It's like, I'm going to hold you to that. Because definitely she needs to go get her vaccines. But now that she realizes that it's not that big of a deal as long as you've eaten before you go and you're not sitting there tensed up and holding your breath and stressed out, it's not that big of a deal to get a shot. Giving blood, same thing. The weird thing is that both of us seem to have this same physiology where if we don't eat before doing something like that, we have a tendency to pass out. I had a minor procedure earlier in the year before COVID happened, and I had lumpy removed. I had a sizable lump on my leg that was disturbing, and I wanted to know what it was. It had gotten about yay big, and then it shrank as I started to lose weight. It got smaller, but it got harder, rock hard. Didn't know what was going on with it. And I have a couple other small lumps like that around my body. So I had gone in and, okay, if you get queasy, you might want not want to listen to all this mess. But I went to go have lumpy removed. And they checked it out, and they said most likely it was just a fatty cyst. Not a big deal. Lipoma? Forget what they call it. But essentially just a big hard ball of fat is what they say it is. And I went in early in the morning, hadn't had breakfast, hadn't even had any water. They get me on the table, all ready to go. They're poking, prodding, stabbing it with needles to numb it up. And I'm doing fine. Joking, having a good time. And then they start cutting. And I just felt my head start to roll back, and I started to feel really cold and really dizzy. Didn't know what was going on. Oh my gosh, vision was coming and going. And when I had given blood before, I had passed out. And I hadn't given blood in a very long time. I wasn't expecting to pass out in that situation. And I told them as I started to feel myself go, I said, I think I'm going. I think I'm going. All three nurses immediately look at me, and they're like, oh my gosh, yep, he's going. Immediately, boom, tip the table. So my head's pointing down. I'm looking at the wall, and I'm like, wait, I was just looking at the ceiling. Now they're the wall. Whoa, this is weird. They're putting cold compresses on my head. They're like, okay, Mr. Murdock, are you okay? Are you okay? And I'm like, yeah, how close to done are we? And the doctor that was actually doing the cutting started to laugh and said, no, we're not that close. And immediately started to stitch everything up. Yeah, that was a weird sensation. And a couple of days later, I went to another specialist in the afternoon. I had eaten lunch. I was feeling fine. And he said, well, let's just check it out and let's see. So he got in there and he's feeling it and poking it and prodding it. And it's still a fresh wound. And he's stabbing it and squeezing it. And I'm like, hey, I'm like, that really hurts a lot. I wish you would stop doing that. And he's like, no, I take these out all the time. No, you'll be fine. So same thing. He gets in there and he starts doing the injections to numb everything up. And he cuts the stitches out, gets in there, and he pulls out this lump that's about the size of a rubber ball. And as soon as he's like, "Do you want to see it?" And I'm like, "Sure." Everything was fine. I had no problem. And he shows it to me. It's this big fuzzy white rubber ball. I asked him, "Did you put a quarter in first to get that?" And he got a laugh out of that one. And he put it in a little jar to send it off to get it analyzed, see what it was. And it turned out that's exactly what it was just a fatty cyst, but it was a little. They said there was necrosis around the outside, like it was starting to die around the edges. And I don't know if that was good, bad, or indifferent. As I have continued to lose weight, the other ones I have around my body have gotten significantly smaller, and hopefully one day they'll just go away as I eventually, lose all the pounds, and that's what I'm hoping for. Anyway, not the story I was expecting to share today, but hey, this has been 5 a Day with Jay. I'll share another interesting story tomorrow, probably not about things being removed from my body, I hope, but if you enjoy this, please hit like, please hit subscribe. Don't forget, I'm trying to do this every day. I will try and keep going this every day. Hadn't intended on doing a Thursday one. As I said last week, I was going to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And you know what? It's fun doing these. I'm having a good time. So if you're enjoying it as well, as I said, hit like and subscribe. I'm thankful for everyone that has subscribed so far. We're up to 26 subscribers already in less than a week. I'm amazed. Thank you all for being here. I do appreciate it. Go visit jeremurdock.com or ofgnomesanddoors.com. Leave a comment. Say hi. I'd love to hear from you. Any weird procedures you've had done you'd like to talk about? Hey, post them in the comments below. Let's chat.